Hey, g'day people, it's Matt here from Matt Carves. We are looking at this today. It is like a miniature disc sander. It's got like a Velcro backing so you can add little bits of different grits of sandpaper on it. I'm going to show you how I use this today. I'm using it on backgrounds like this background here and also on curves as well, but I'm going to show you exactly how I use it today and where to buy this from. Okay, so 10,000 grit, you probably don't need that. Okay, so this pack comes with a lot of different grits. I kind of like using the 60 because that's sort of got the ability to shape with it as well, which you kind of really want when you're kind of sanding carving. So you've got that little bit of shaping ability, and it's going to be able to take out those scratches that are left by the Kutzall kind of burrs. Just taking it off the flame burr that I sort of like used for that background, and we're putting it in there, and it fits this Dremel multi-chuck one, but it also fits the normal chuck one as well that comes with the Dremel, so the 1/8 burr will fit in there just fine. Okay, so you can see the background is quite rough on here. Now I'm not going to speed this up at all. I'm just going to show you how long it takes to get rid of this really rough background. And the disc that I have got on there is a 60 grit. That's the lowest that it goes down to, but that is plenty. And it's really removing that really quickly. So what you would do is you'd go in with the 60 grit and then sort of like work your way up. All depends. You could go from the 60 grit maybe to the 150, then to the 240, or you could go from the 60 to the 100. All depends on how you feel and how the wood's reacting to it. You can see it's not quite getting it into the corners, but you know, every burr has its limitations, and that's one of the limitations of this one. But it's getting the majority, and we can go in and get those little bits a little bit later, and I'll show you how I did that on this. So you know, I'm just taking a little bit of the edge off with that. And so how I got into those little tiny corners, here's a few different ways of doing it. So this way I'm using one of the Master Carver diamond burrs, and I'm just going in and slowly taking that out and trying to blend it into the flat background. You could also use a little bit of hand sandpaper if you want, and sort of try and get it into that little area. And another way of doing it is to use these T-shaped burrs. Now when you're doing this, you want to keep the leading edge sort of like angled up a little bit so it doesn't dig in. Sort of, you can see there on my finger, I'm just showing you if I'm going up the finger, I'm keeping that leading edge just a little bit above so it doesn't dig in while I'm doing it. So this is quite a nice way of doing it. Really gets rid of those little areas. Got to be just careful that you're only taking it down to sort of like match the background. And what I did actually once I finished doing this is I will show you a little trick. I just kind of invented this myself. And what I did was I put the pad on just a little bit skew-if, not in the center, so it will sort of like have a sort of like a edge to it, and so that will get under those petals. Now I guess you could use a slightly bigger pad, but if you don't have any, then you could just do this. And I'm using about 240 grit here, or is it 220? Can never remember which one's which. And when it comes to shaping, you can use this disc as well. You can sort of see I'm sort of like cutting it into that hat. I've got 60 grit on again. It works quite well with the softer woods. On really hard woods, it's going to be shaping it less, obviously. But even with like 150 grit on there, you've got some ability to add sort of like more smoother curves and all of that kind of stuff. And you can sort of see I'm just sort of like lightly touching it. Now the yellow part of that burr is quite spongy, so it's not going to be too hard, but it doesn't give too much, I guess that's what I'm saying. And I'm running a Dremel 4000 today, and on the dial I have it somewhere in between 10 and 15. You could maybe go a little bit faster or a little bit slower even. So I find that the sweet spot with this, the carving that I'm doing here, I'm just sort of showing you how to put in curves again, and worked out quite well with this, sort of like making a little bit of a hollow a little bit nicer on the back of that carving. And if you wanted to check out that carving, I will leave a link to it up in the top right hand corner there. And I haven't made any bowls or spoons for a little while, but I would envision this burr would be really good at the internal convexes. Oh no, it's concaves. The internal concaves it would be really good at. Now this burr is 1 inch in diameter, so just as long as the curve on the inside isn't too severe, it will be very good at that. So this is a boat that I carved quite a while ago, and that little berserker. And here are a few spoons that I carved quite a while ago. I should really get back to carving spoons, I think, as well. So be tuned, and remember, if you wanted to see me carve any spoons in the future, hit that subscribe. Okay, so how can you buy these burrs and help out the channel as well? So let's say you're watching one of my videos. So let's say you're a member and you're watching this eye details, pupil and iris video, and you can, this is also like even on the main channel. So any video that you watch of mine, you can sort of like look below. And when people say look in the description, it really just means that box there below the video, and you always see this more button. So press that more button and up comes all the details of the video. So you can just scroll down, and I put numbers next to my burrs that I use so you can easily find them. And these are all affiliate links, which tends to just mean that I will get a certain percentage of the money that you spend if you go through this link. It doesn't cost you any extra, and if you use the Kutzall one, it actually saves you a little bit of money as well. So you just click on that link there, and that will take you to an Amazon site. And here we go, and this is the kit that I bought. It's a pretty good kit. It's retails at just about $19 American, and you can see there that person's using it on a spoon. So yeah, it's got a lot of different discs to it, and you have the pieces there. That seems to be sort of like 15 discs of each one. What you could do is when you buy this kit, you could probably just buy extra 1 inch discs from somewhere. I'm not quite sure where. Probably somewhere on Amazon there would be 1 inch discs. So essentially all you need to do now is add it to your cart and you can buy it. But I will show you, if you don't want to buy this one, you can actually go down below, and there's lots of other different variations. Now I haven't tried any of these ones, so I can't say anything about them, but you get yeah, so you want to look for the 1 inch ones, and that they are also compatible with a Dremel. So usually it will have like a 1/8 shaft size. So pretty much that's how you buy burrs from Amazon, but you might also look in your local shops and you could find something from there.